India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will fly out of Melbourne a little later today as he wraps up his visit to Australia. Mr Modi was given a huge welcome by thousands from the Indian-Australian community last night, while Anthony Albanese delivered a defence of multiculturalism. Our Foreign Affairs reporter Stephen Jedgetts joins me now from Melbourne. Hi there, Stephen. So what did we hear last night from Mr Modi, and what was the atmosphere like in that stadium with thousands of people there?
Yeah, unsurprisingly, Mel, it was a rapturous welcome for Mr Modi, and the atmosphere was pretty electric. You saw an awful lot of people who were very excited to see the Indian Prime Minister, and Mr Modi really wanted to hammer home some of his key themes that you often hear him talking about in events like this overseas with the diaspora. One, India is becoming more powerful, more economically successful, and two, be proud of your Indian heritage and be proud of India. Now, this is a message that clearly resonates with large numbers of people in the Indian community. Not everyone. There are protesters and were protesters last night as well outside the stadium, including from the Sikh and from the Muslim community, people who say that Mr Modi's brand of Hindutva is damaging to human rights and damaging to India. But nonetheless, there's no denying his popularity both in India and in the diaspora here. And when he spoke about what India was doing and its achievements, whether that was economically, the fact that India is booming at the moment, whether he was talking about the fact that India is making great strides in things like clean energy and advanced technology, the response from the crowd was pretty rapturous. So, yeah, a fairly tightly scripted and carefully controlled event from the Prime Minister, who is taking no questions, sadly, from the media, as is usual, during his trip to Australia, but one that really did resonate.
So what really was sort of the main message from Mr Modi last night, and what did Anthony Albanese also have to say?
Well, Anthony Albanese was keen to, first thing to say is that he gave a very brief speech compared to Mr Modi, who spoke at great length and who was, after all, the main attraction. But after he delivered that message around India and pride about India, Anthony Albanese took the chance or in fact, just before he delivered that, he took the chance to give his own speech. And what he basically said was that Australia remains a proudly multicultural place and that he welcomes Australian Indians, who he said made a really valuable contribution to the country. His main line was that we are better for you being here. Australia is better for you being here. And of course, that's against the backdrop of a really fierce and sometimes rancorous debate about migration levels, against the backdrop of increasing scepticism amongst the Australian voting public about the benefits of migration. Mr Albanese, though, seemed to make it clear Australia has changed and is all the better for it. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Australians of all backgrounds have been enriched by bringing your culture here and adding it to our multicultural character. We're a better nation because we have you in it. You are the living bridge between Australia and India.
So, Stephen, what are we expecting Mr Modi to do this morning before he flies out?
Look, only a few hours left to Mr Modi's visit. One of the main things that we expect is that he'll head before too long to the MCG for an announcement on sports diplomacy. The Indian government has flagged there'll be a new roadmap for collaboration between Australia and India on sport, although we don't have the details yet, and it's not clear if there are any other announcements maybe hiding in the wings. We're also expecting some high-profile cricket and AFL personalities to attend. Who? We don't know yet. But no doubt the visit will end off on a bit of a high note. Of course, cricket is a pretty obvious bridge between Australia and India. It greases the path of diplomacy very nicely indeed. It's something that Australia is not afraid to exploit when it can. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens at the MCG before Mr Modi departs, heading now for New Zealand.
All right, watch this space. Stephen Jedgetts there. Thank you.